I'm glad to hear it. Okay,
Yes.
hold on, let me turn on my camera. That would be helpful. Please ignore my
Are you
parents being sick. I just
okay? Are you feeling better?
uh, I mean, better than I did all week, but like compared to where I started the week, better
Yes.
is not that much of an improvement.
All right. Well, I
But
hope
it
you
is
feel
what it
better.
is.
Hope you feel better.
Well, thank you. I'm actually on quarantine for 2 weeks, so I don't get to go to school until November the 10th.
Dang, really?
Yeah.
All right.
So, but it
Are you,
is what it is. It happens. Like they prepared for this, and I've got lessons planned that I'll teach from home, so it's going to be fine. We're gonna make it happen. Trying not to think negatively about it so that I don't get overwhelmed.
yes. Yes.
Perfect. Well, so you got a lot of stuff going on. You moved and you got married, right?
Marriage license.
Marriage license. That's
Yes.
what it was.
I thought I thought I was gonna get married in front of a judge, but it didn't happen.
What happened?
Huh?
What ended up happening?
Oh, I just like no, like we have an official date to get married, and I just thought that like we could just go in and get married like with the judge, but I didn't know like things have changed or well, there's like a grace period for you to even change your mind and all that. So I don't know. We just thought in our head, like my fiance and I, we just thought that we'll be able to get married like in front of a judge and be officially married, but no, we're just gonna wait till we get married under the church or whatever.
Yeah. I remember those days. My husband and I, when we got married, we got married by a judge. We didn't have a big wedding. We just got married on a Thursday at the courthouse. So I remember those days. But it's got to be so different now with everything going on.
Yeah, sort of. Like I don't know. I just like I thought in my head I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna get married in front of a judge and we're good and we can move in and no, it was just to get the license. Because we're just gonna wait for our wedding day, you know.
Yeah. Well, when
But
is that? When is your official wedding day?
November 21st.
Oh, so it's not that far away.
Yeah, it's not far away.
Oh my gosh, that's
I'm going out
exciting
of town.
though.
Going out of town today.
That's right. Where are you going today?
We're just going to Vegas.
Just Vegas. No
Yeah.
big deal. We're just going to Vegas.
Kind of party it up a little bit, but we'll see.
Oh man, is Vegas like back open? Are they like letting people in the casinos and stuff?
Yeah, they are, but they're not like it's not like clubs and shows and stuff like that, but we'll probably just gamble a little bit and go have dinner and just keep it simple.
I've actually never been to Las Vegas. I
It's
keep saying I'm gonna do it, but my husband's really quiet and all the lights and stuff, that's just not like his style. So I would probably go with like my mom or something for like her birthday, but
no,
I've
it's
never been.
it's fun. Well, like I know guys like to gamble, and so like especially if you like to gamble, like that's the place to be. But like the nightlife is crazy, the clubs are crazy. Not that I'm getting buck wild, but what I'm saying is like it's just like a whole different atmosphere. Just like if you see like a big like we've seen a lot of DJs there, and like I saw Calvin Harris, like Alesso. My brother's seen Drake. It's just a fun little town. Like it's fun, and it's not far from LA. So sometimes we'll have like a layover in Vegas, coming back from LA or going towards LA, and we'll stop there just to kind of play for a little bit.
Yeah, that's fun. I can't wait to be out of quarantine and get to like go and do things
Yes.
I miss my husband went to Target last night and I was really upset that I couldn't go with him.
Aw.
Like I want to leave the house, you know? Like so good for you. Good for you for going somewhere.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Perfect. So how is being back at school? We haven't really, I mean, we've texted and stuff, but we haven't talked about like we're back now. You have children in your room. How is that going?
It's going well. Like I feel like just like my last period, like I feel like I vibe with them pretty well. Or maybe I don't know if it's like vibe or like control over the class. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it to you, but
You have a good handle with that class.
yeah, I guess that's the best way to say it. So like today I just got really into it because I like taught it over and over and over today. So I had like one really loud person in my room, and I was like, "Hey dude, you need to calm down. Like let's just focus in. This is very important information." And so I always try to walk around depending on the lesson, but I was like my partner teacher was like, "Hey, you need to make sure that you cram this into their brains. Like this is very important." And so that being said, like I'm looking at like my notes on the board and I'm just like, dude, they're kind of all over the place, but at the same time, I laid it out like okay, so we started here, Paul Revere, then Lexington and Concord, then shots heard around the world, and then that leads to the first battle of the American Revolution, and then what was the turning point? And like I use like examples of like Ariana Grande, break up with your boyfriend, like why is the 13 colonies, why are they trying to break up with King George III? Because he's too demanding. He's asking too much of the 13 colonies, taxing them. And I just like got into it and they like kids loved it. And I know we're not really supposed to be tossing the football around, but I tossed the football around and then I sanitized it and I'm like, okay, so I was like, once the student gets the football, it should be complete silence. You need to respect that. And so they're respectful and I was just like, oh my god, that's so crazy. Like I've never had that much control over them. Not that I'm trying to like micromanage them, but I was just like, damn, that was good. And I had I start to see that students start like hanging out in my class, and I'm like, hey, if you're gonna hang out because there's a teacher who's absent, I'm like, hey, if you're gonna be in my class, just like either participate, help other students, help me write things on the board for me. So like I had a student like write, draw a corn, and like I'll see like kids who've already been in my class because they're splitting up kids. I'm like, hey, help me erase the board, help me. So like rather than like taking everything off the board and saving me time, I'll just tell them, hey, erase all the black ink or the eraser, like I don't know how to explain it, but let me just show you.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I don't know
Well,
how
I
to
think
turn
it's
my
good
camera.
that you are putting them to work. Like you
Yeah.
are,
Yeah.
well, you're giving them something constructive to do. If they're going to be present, they need to be good participants in your class.
Yes. So like I had, so you see how this is all in black? I
Mm-hmm.
I would tell the student, hey, erase all this, leave everything in red to kind of give me like a mental note of like how I'm gonna present it to them. And then like I would come up with things on the spot and then I would say, life, liberty, and the what, life, liberty, pursuit of what. And then I was like, okay, say it again, over and over and over, until I feel like that they got it. Then I'm like, okay, this is God given. No one can take this away from you. And I just got into it today, and I did that with my other classes too. And I feel like um, we've been trying to use the class notebook, um, and so I feel like that's helped a lot. Um,
Good.
like students taking notes. That I think that's very important.
How many students do you have back? Most of them, or?
No, like maybe six. They're like on and off. Like they'll come 3 days and then they'll be virtual another 2 days. And I don't know why the school is allowing them to do that, but they allow them to do that. They haven't really put their foot down on that.
Yeah, so they're kind of floating back and forth. Yeah, my school is trying to, if you what you picked is what you picked.
Hmm.
But some of them, I mean, you know how kids are. Sometimes they have a mind of their own. So, well, I'm good. It's like it sounds like you're really confident in what you're teaching. I know last time we talked, like this in Teams, you were feeling a little more nervous about the content than you are now. So I'm glad that you're making like a lot of progress in the content. And it's obviously paying off because the kids are obviously responding really well to you. So they are picking up what you're putting down for them and they are feeling your confidence too. So that's good.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so today, I don't want to keep you super long because I know you have to go catch a flight to Vegas. Gotta
Yes.
live your best life this weekend.
Yes. Yes.
So we are technically in the learn stage of the cycle, and you actually have made this really easy for me. You're actually ahead because instead of waiting on me to bring the strategy to you, you've already told me like you've implemented this on your own. You didn't even wait for me. You just went for it, which
Yes.
is I really appreciate your go ahead.
Yes.
So just to recap, we decided we're going to work on transition times and your timing with the timer. How's that going for you so far?
I could show you real quick.
Oh,
Give me
do it.
so so check out the screen. So I've been using this. I think I told you. I don't know if I told you through text message, but um, it's called Classroom Screen. I'll put a timer on. This has been helping me significantly. I use like the Mario theme
I
sound.
love it. That's so good.
Yeah, so I use that, and so I'm like, okay, guys, you have 1 minute, like sign in, and like sometimes I'm like, oh crap, like I haven't like posted anything, but sometimes like I'll screencast my screen, of course, and I'll start typing it in. And I think kids also like that. So I'm like, Happy Friday. And I'm like literally typing as I go. And I'm like, hey guys, we're going to be taking notes today. And then I will like, students will complete Google form for extra credit. And like, while I'm saying this, students are logging in and they're ready to go. And I can hear it in the background. I'm like, okay, students are logging in, students are ready to go. And I'm like, okay, you have 15 seconds left. You have 15 seconds. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And that's it. And I think this has been helping me a lot. So yeah.
I like that it has the circle that changes colors when it's so they can see it and they're hearing it and they know like red is go time, like we gotta go.
Yes.
So I like that a lot. Oh,
And
great website. So what's that website called? I want to go look at that.
yes, it's called Classroom Screen. And then sometimes I'll change the background, so it gives you like the option of changing the background. And I was like, well, today's Friday. I was just gonna leave it. Like it looks cool. Like some backgrounds are really cool. Um, but I try to make my class fun. I don't want to just like post a picture and it just looks boring and they don't know what the heck they're talking about, like we're going to be talking about, because sometimes I share this screen the whole entire time, or sometimes I just share, like let's say if we're doing quizzes, right? I can share my screen, so like there isn't any excuses of like, oh my, like I can't see it, Mr. Morales, like blah 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, I'll just share my screen. Depending on the application that I'm using, let's say if it's like a Pear Deck or an EarPod, I'll like split my screen. But with quizzes, it doesn't let me like split my screen.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that's kind of sucks about that. And then on here as well, I've been using there's like little timers on quizzes as well, and that also helps me track the presentation. So let me see if I can. Or do you want to join in real quick? Or here I can join in.
I was gonna say I've never done one of these live quizzes before. They're all about the Cahoots right now, but I'm about to move over to the quiz. The
The
quiz
quiz.
is.
Yeah. So look, check it out. Hold on.
Okay,
Let me
you
see.
joined it? Awesome.
Yes. 651701. So so I'm like showing like a hook video. It's like about a minute and a half rather than a super long one. It has the timer for this one. I needed to edit it, but like, let's see.
But
I can,
it's there, and so that's
yeah,
good.
Yeah, so I can stop the timer if they need extra time, and like check it out. So it's like I erased the Concord and Warren, and like it does a timer, and it's like interactive. So this is why I've been using it.
Yeah.
Super, and at the same time, I'm like, it keeps me accountable, um, because I'm like, oh, okay, I need a either sometimes I'm like giving it like giving the students a hint, or I'm just kind of like, okay, you should know this. I'm not gonna give you a hint. So not all the time I give them hints, but I try to. And if
Awesome. That looks so good. Like that, you are clearly using that really, really well. I'm so excited to hear that. So, and it sounds like you're getting results from it.
yes, I have.
That's good. Okay, so there are a couple of things that we need to do in this step just to make sure. I'm going to kind of modify them a little bit because you are doing so well already. So, a big part of the impact cycle, which is what we're working in, is checklists. It's important for me as a coach to provide you checklists to make sure that you're on the right track. So, I've created some checklists for you. I'm going to share my screen so you can see them. They're in here somewhere. Here we go. Okay, so I made you, there are three short little checklists, okay, and they're just for you to use. And some of these you can already fill out because you've already done them. And I'm going to email these to you as soon as we're done. If you'll fill them out and just get them back to me when you have a second. There's no rush. It's okay. So
Okay.
the first one is for the physical classroom timer that you've already done. So I wanted you to keep in mind things like, is your timer easily accessible? Obviously it is because you've bookmarked this website. Can your timer be made visible to the students? Yes. Can you quickly and efficiently utilize this timer? Obviously. Does the timer take away or distract from instruction? I don't believe so. And will you consistently use this timer? So it's just a check for you. And then I've left you a little place for notes. And I've also written you two more for utilizing the timer in the classroom, just to make sure, are you honoring the timer? Are you verbalizing the timer? And are you keeping yourself accountable? And then this last checklist is about verbalizing time. You talked about last time that you wanted to make sure that you were holding yourself accountable and that you were talking through time with the students. So that's what this last checklist is for, is just to make sure, are you communicating expectations for time? Are you verbalizing time? Are you honoring the time on the timer? You said earlier, sometimes you have to give them a little more time sometimes, but the
Yeah.
timer isn't effective if you say 5 minutes and then 5 minutes turns into 10.
No, no. Yeah, that's not that wouldn't be smart at all.
So if you'll just, when you have a couple of minutes, I'm going to email you these checklists. And like I said, I believe you can go ahead and fill these out already. So it's just a simple check mark if it's a yes, leave it blank if it's a no. And then I left you some room for little notes for both of us, just so we're on the same page. So you can just jot down a couple of notes about how you're feeling.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. And then the next thing we need to talk about, and then I know you need to go, so I will let you go.
Yeah.
You disappeared on me. Okay, there you are. I was like, wait,
Okay.
where did he go?
Just trying to like gather up my things.
No, I totally understand. So I want to set a date. I want to have an opportunity next week to kind of um, model the usage of the timer with you. So as you've shown me, you already know how to use the timer. I just want to make sure that we are on the same page. So I'd like to walk through how you use the timer and then how I would use the timer so we can compare and kind of take some notes off of each other and meet in the middle. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay, perfect. So next week would be great if you're available. The only date, I'm looking at my calendar now. I promise it's not going to be like last week where every time we set a meeting, if something came up,
Yeah.
I was like, I can't keep doing this to him. Like I finally had to tell my principal that, I needed to meet with you.
It's okay.
So, um, the only day I'm not available next week, it looks like right now, is Monday. So how about, would Tuesday or Wednesday be okay?
Man, I
Or
haven't I haven't even looked at what time would it be at? What,
it
like
um On Tuesday, I'm available from 8 to 9 or after school. Wednesday, I'm available anytime after 2:45 or after school. But if you want to do like this, like where we just meet briefly after school, that's totally fine with me.
Okay. Yeah, we can potentially do like Tuesday. Don't we have like some kind of PD or something on that day?
Yeah, so Tuesday is a professional development day. There's no teaching, but I have a comp day, so I don't have to do which I think you might qualify for as well, is a potential comp day. But we could do like 3:30 on Tuesday.
Okay. That's
Perfect.
cool.
I
Yeah.
will send you a calendar invite.
And if we need to work around that, then we can work around that.
Exactly. Let's plan for Tuesday, and then we can move it if we need to.
Sounds good.
Okay, do you have any questions for me before I let you go? I know you got to get going.
No, I would say if I have questions, I would just I'll like message you, but
Yeah.
no, I think I'm good.
Okay, perfect. Well, enjoy your weekend in Las Vegas and your new abode. You moved and your upcoming wedding, and we'll talk next week, okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm sorry, Ms. Morales, just because
You're
I gotta.
okay. You're trying to get going. You got to get to the airport. Okay,
Yes.
I'll see you on Tuesday, okay?
Yes, but if I have any questions, I'll hit you up, or
Yeah.
if I need a little bit more instruction of what I'm supposed to be doing, I'll contact you.
Perfect. Awesome. I will keep an eye on my phone and I'll see you on Tuesday, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Have a good one. I hope you feel better, Ms.
Oh,
Morales.
thank you. Have a nice weekend.
All right. Yes.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.